Meanwhile, back at the farm, Anderson. Hey, Anderson. Sorry about, the whole shooting you thing.
Commander?
Sir?
We did it.
Yes, we did. It's quite a view.
Best seats in the house.
God. Feels like years since I just sat down.
I think you earned a rest. Anderson? Stay with me. We're almost through this.
You did good, son. You did good. I'm proud of you.
Aw, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Clive.
Anderson?
It was never really conclusive whether or not Anderson actually dies at this point. Like, did he just pass out, or did he actually die? I don't know. I don't think they ever explained that.
Shepard? Commander?
Oh, that's right. Yes. Here we
What do
go,
you need me
guys.
to do?
Why do I have...
Nothing's happening. The crucible's not firing.
For goodness sake, just kick me while I'm down. Why do I have to do everything?
There's gotta be something on your end.
Why do I have to do everything myself? Really, guys? Oh. Haven't I done enough in the last...
Shepard.
What? Hackett!
I don't see.
Haven't I done enough in the last 3 games?
I'm not sure how to...
Commander.
Alright, everybody. Here we are. And now we come to the part that I think was the largest problem. We come to the part of the ending that was I think people had the most issue with, is this next sequence. So I am dying to find out what BioWare modified, changed, added to this. Dying to find out. And I'm hoping that it's good stuff. Here we are. Hey, kid. Long time no see.
Wake up.
What? Where am I?
The Citadel. It's my home.
Say what?
Who are you?
I am the catalyst.
I thought the Citadel was the catalyst.
No, the Citadel is part of me.
I need to stop the Reapers. Do you know how I can do that?
Perhaps. I control the Reapers. They are my solution.
Solution? To what?
Chaos.
Yeah, let's talk about that, kid. Let's talk about this
The
solution of
created
yours.
will always rebel against their creators. But we found a way to stop that from happening. A way to restore order.
By wiping out organic life?
No, we harvest advanced civilizations, leaving the younger ones alone. Just as we left your people alive the last time we were here.
But you killed the rest.
We help them ascend, so they can make way for new life, storing the old life in Reaper form.
I think we'd rather keep our own form.
Yes.
No, you can't. Without us to stop it, synthetics would destroy all organics. We've created the cycle so that never happens. That's the solution.
Oh, wow, look. Alright, so we got new stuff here, guys. We actually can... We can investigate. We can ask the catalyst more questions. So yeah, let's do that.
You said you're the catalyst. What are you?
A construct. An intelligence designed eons ago to solve a problem.
Huh.
I was created to bring balance, to be the catalyst for peace between organics and synthetics.
Oh, wow.
So you're just an AI?
Inasmuch as you are just an animal, I embody the collective intelligence of all Reapers.
Huh.
But you were created.
Correct.
By who?
By ones who recognized that conflict would always arise between synthetics and organics. I was first created to oversee the relations between synthetic and organic life, to establish a connection.
Really?
But our efforts always ended in conflict, so a new solution was required.
Oh.
The Reapers?
Precisely.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay, first of all, guys, the kid is not a god kid. He's not a star child. He's a construct. He said he was a construct. I'm kind of glad that they explained that, because a lot of people were upset that, you know, he was this deity being, or at least they thought he was. They weren't really sure. It was never explained, and so now he kind of explained, no, I'm a construct. I'm pretty much an AI. And the more interesting thing that I really like is that apparently he was originally created to try to form peace between the synthetics and the organics. Like the whole Reaper thing was not their original plan. It was not their plan A. It was their plan B or their plan C or D. They were trying to form peace, and I think that's really neat, because I think that makes you think twice about your opinions of the Reapers and the Catalyst and, you know, their intentions. I think that completely puts things into a different perspective, which I think that's just fascinating, and I'm really glad that BioWare added that in. Let's talk more about the Reapers.
Where did the Reapers come from? Did you create them?
My creators gave them form. I gave them function. They, in turn, give me purpose. The Reapers are a synthetic representation of my creators.
And what happened to your creators?
They became the first true Reaper. They did not approve, but it was the only solution.
You said that before. But how do the Reapers solve anything?
Organics create synthetics to improve their own existence, but those improvements have limits. To exceed those limits, synthetics must be allowed to evolve. They must, by definition, surpass their creators. The result is conflict, destruction, chaos. It is inevitable. Reapers harvest all life, organic and synthetic, preserving them before they are forever lost to this conflict.
See, okay, I have to admit, what he's saying actually kind of makes sense. I mean, many of you might not necessarily like what he's saying, and probably just completely outright disagrees with it. But I understand the logic behind what the Catalyst is saying, even though, you know, a part of me may not like it, but I understand it. And, you know, if the Catalyst had tried to form peace between synthetics and organics over and over and over again, and it failed, then of course it's going to think that the next cycle is going to be no different. The next cycle is going to be in danger of completely wiping out, you know, all organic life. So, of course it tried to find a new solution, because the old solution just didn't seem to be working. And I guess the main argument right now is, well, you never know. It might work this time around. This cycle, it might work, which is true too. So, you know, it's hard. It's tough. It's hard to argue, because who knows how many countless of cycles of failures of trying to bring peace between organic synthetics. I mean, where do you draw the line and decide, you know, this is not going to work? We just have to, you know, try something else. And the Reapers ended up being their next solution. Oh, maybe not even their next solution. It could have been very well the third or fourth or fifth. I mean, that's kind of interesting. But wait, how is this not conflict again?
We're at war with the Reapers right now.
You may be in conflict with the Reapers, but they are not interested in war.
I find that hard to believe.
When fire burns, is it at war? Is it in conflict? Or is it simply doing what it was created to do?
Interesting.
We are no different. We harvest your bodies, your knowledge, your creations. We preserve it, to be reborn in the form of a new Reaper. Like a cleansing fire, we restore balance. New life, both organic and synthetic, can once again flourish.
And again, that makes sense to me too. I mean, they're not trying to destroy organic and synthetic life. They're just trying to prevent them from destroying themselves. And in order to do that, this plan J or whatever, you know, wipes out the advanced ones and preserves them for all the rest of time, allowing the younger the younger organics to have a chance to flourish in the next cycle. I mean, again, you don't have to like it, but I at least think that I at least understand the logic, even though I don't like it. And let's talk about the Crucible.
What do you know about the Crucible?
The device you refer to as the Crucible is little more than a power source. However, in combination with the Citadel and the relays, it is capable of releasing tremendous amounts of energy throughout the galaxy. It is crude, but effective and adaptive in its design.
Who designed it?
You would not know them, and there is not enough time to explain. We first noted the concept for this device several cycles ago. With each passing cycle, the design has no doubt evolved.
Why didn't you stop it?
We believed the concept had been eradicated. Clearly, organics are more resourceful than we realized.
Was that a compliment? Well, thank you. Thank you, kid. But kid, you have to understand, we're organics, we're just trying to survive. That is the number one, you know, primal instinct of all organics, is to survive.
But you're taking away our future. Without a future, we have no hope. Without hope, we might as well be machines, programmed to do what we're told.
You have hope, more than you think. The fact that you are standing here, the first organic ever, proves it. But it also proves my solution won't work anymore.
And here we go.
So now what?
We find a new solution.
Yep, here we go.
Why are you telling me this? Why help me?
You have altered the variables.
What do you mean?
The Crucible changed me, created new possibilities, but I can't make them happen. If there is to be a new solution, you must act. It is now in your power to destroy us. But be warned, others will be destroyed as well. The Crucible will not discriminate. All synthetics will be targeted. Even you are partly synthetic.
Okay, I don't know if you guys caught that, but it was kind of subtle, but the way he presented the destroy choice this time around was a little different from how he presented it in the original ending. Because in the original ending, when he gave us the option of choosing destroy, he said it in such a way. The way he said it, it was almost as if he was trying to deter us from choosing it. He was like, "You can do this, but you know, that's not really the best option." Like, that was how I was interpreting the delivery, his delivery. And then here, he kind of did it in a slightly different way, which is why I think that the child's voice actor, I'm glad the child voice actor was able to do this, was to present it in such a way that it still seemed like a viable option. I mean, he still gives us that cautionary thing about, you know, it's not gonna end peace completely, completely, but it was for me, it was far less, you don't really want to pick that option. No, really, you don't want to pick that option. It seemed more viable, the way it was presented. So I kind of like that, and you know, just something that I observed. And I'm glad that you can actually ask. This is good. Another complaint that people had with the original ending was that they didn't explain the ending, the three choices enough. So I'm kind of glad we can investigate it a little bit. Give me details about this, kid.
What exactly will happen?
Your crucible device appears to be largely intact. However, the effects of the blast will not be constrained to the Reapers. Technology you rely on will be affected, but those who survive should have little difficulty repairing the damage.
Huh. Okay. Oh, wow. Cool.
There will still be losses, but no more than what has already been lost.
Okay, that was cool. I really liked how they gave a little preview. A little preview of that specific choice. That's really neat. I like that touch. And it will end the war.
But the Reapers will be destroyed?
Yes, but the peace won't last. Soon, your children will create synthetics, and then the chaos will come back.
There has to be another way.
There is. You could instead use the energy of the Crucible to seize control of the Reapers.
Yep. Option blue.
So, the Illusive Man was right after all.
Yes, but he could never have taken control, because we already controlled him.
But I can.
You will die. You will control us, but you will lose everything you have.
Explain this option to me a little bit more, kid. I don't understand.
How can I control the Reapers if I'm dead?
Your corporeal form will be dissolved, but your thoughts and even your memories will continue. You will no longer be organic.
Neat, there's a preview too. Awesome.
Your connection to your kind will be lost, though you will remain aware of their existence.
Okay. I actually kind of figured all that when I played the original ending, but I guess for those who wanted more clarification, you know, he pretty much gave you a little bit more. Yeah, I think I understand.
But the Reapers will obey me?
Yes. We will be yours to control and direct as you see fit. There is another solution.
That's right.
Synthesis.
Oh, yes.
And that is?
Add your energy to the crucibles. The chain reaction will combine all synthetic and organic life into a new framework. A new DNA.
Okay, now this is the one that I think most players are going to be happy about finding out an explanation for synthesis, because I think of all three of the choices, synthesis was the one that seemed the least. It was the most unclear. Like, you know, synthesis. All right, so synthetics and organics will be fused together. What exactly does that mean? What are the ramifications of that? What are the consequences of that? Like, and I think that's part of the reason why synthesis ended up being the least. It became the least favorite of the three choices, because it was just not obvious what it was and what it meant. So I'm really excited to find out what the kid's gonna say about synthesis, because I'm really curious too. Because if you remember, synthesis was the choice that I originally made with Clive Shepard in my first playthrough of Mass Effect 3's ending. How exactly?
Explain how my energy can be added to the Crucible.
Your organic energy, the essence of who and what you are, will be broken down and then dispersed.
Ooh. Oh wow, it's...
To do what exactly?
The energy of the Crucible, released in this way, will alter the matrix of all organic life in the galaxy. Organics seek perfection through technology. Synthetics seek perfection through understanding.
Huh.
Organics will be perfected by integrating fully with synthetic technology. Synthetics, in turn, will finally have full understanding of organics.
That is
It
really...
is the ideal solution. Now that we know it is possible, it is inevitable we will reach synthesis.
Why couldn't you do it sooner?
We have tried a similar solution in the past, but it has always failed.
Why?
Because the organics were not ready. It is not something that can be forced. You are ready, and you may choose it.
That's really interesting. And I kind of like how he was saying at the end that it's not something that can be forced. You know, it has to be something that can only be done when you're ready. You know, when organic life is ready for it, and he thinks that organic life is now ready for it. So, yeah, guys, I don't think that, I don't think I'm gonna change my choice, because, well, first of all, synthesis was what I originally chose for Clive Shepard. It was, you know, I feel that is the choice that this Shepard made, because it was just what I felt was right for him. So I don't think that it would be right for me to change it now. And even after listening to all of the explanations, I still am just fascinated, just so fascinated by synthesis. And I apologize if you guys still dislike synthesis a lot, but I don't know, I just find the whole concept really interesting. And I know that there are people out there who despise synthesis because the argument is, you know, you're essentially playing God because you're making this decision for all organic and synthetic life. But I mean, if you think about it, you're essentially playing God in all three of the choices. I mean, with the destroy, with the red choice, you're killing off all synthetic life, like the Geth. You're basically genociding the Geth. For those of you who believe that the Geth are actually living, you know, alive creatures, which this Shepard certainly does. And then EDI, of course, among other things. So yeah, I think deciding that all of those beings should be destroyed, I consider that playing God too. And then control, I mean, you're gonna turn into this disembodied being, entity, that has this nearly unsurmountable power over these massive creatures of mass destruction. That seems like, you know, very godlike to me too. You know, all three of them are like playing God. You know, it's not just synthesis. You know, it all comes down to none of these three options are perfect. There are sacrifices and there are moral ambiguities to all three. And what it comes down to is what your Shepard believes is the least of the three evils. Which of the three poisons is he going to pick? And I honestly am still very, very happy. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm still, with those explanations, I'm very happy with choosing synthesis, at least for Clive. And I'll admit, part of me as a player is just really curious about synthesis, and you know, I guess there's an ulterior motive of me wanting to choose it just so that I can satiate my curiosity of what exactly we're gonna see with the synthesis ending. So yeah, synthesis is still what we're gonna choose, and you know, your mileage may certainly vary. If destroy or control fits more with your Shepard, then so be it. But for Clive Shepard, my Shepard, it's the one I'm gonna choose. That is a big change, I have to admit.
I don't know.
Why not? Synthetics are already part of you. Can you imagine your life without them?
And there will be peace?
The cycle will end. The Reapers will cease their harvest, and the civilizations preserved in their forms will be connected to all of us. Synthesis is the final evolution of all life. The paths are open.
Yeah.
But you have to choose.
Yeah, I know.